Baby back party ribs. If you've never done ribs before, this is definitely a good place to start just because it is super simple, super easy, and super quick. All right, so I just picked these up from my local HEB. For doing party ribs, the baby back has definitely a good lot of meat on here to work with. So now we are going to get these out of the package. As far as stuff like this, you can do light trimming. Usually this dangly piece out here, that's really not needed. Come in here, take that off. It's literally 5 steps. We're going to slice, we're going to season, we're going to smoke, sauce, and then serve. Before I actually slice these up into individual pieces, I will remove the membrane. And so how that's done is I'll literally take just your common ordinary kitchen knife. Basically what you're trying to do is slide along that bone and you just kind of work your way up and you're basically trying to make it to the other side. And again, I'm kind of pulling up as well. So just like that. And then kind of you can dig your finger in on the other side. You can take a paper napkin and just pull straight up. And there you go. Now the membrane is removed. You're going to see the bones in here. You're going to come in here and literally just slice in between the bones. So you're going to make just individual rib pieces in here. You can actually cut these up the night before, season them up, and then they're ready to go when you want to throw them on the grill before the party. Very, very fun and easy to do. I've done these party ribs probably about 4 times now, just experimenting with different temperatures, sauces, rubs. And so today's recipe is definitely going to be something that is dialed in. So not only is the advantage of cutting them up individually that they'll cook extremely fast, you can then also put seasoning on all sides of the ribs. Thanks to my friend Uncle Steve, he just came out with his Magic Ribs seasoning, and he even put my logo on here to celebrate hitting 100,000 subscribers. So Uncle Steve, thank you for that. If you haven't tried out Magic Ribs, this seasoning on ribs is amazing. And you can kind of go crazy with the seasoning because we want to make sure that all sides are covered up. It is good. So once these are done, I'm going to just basically transfer them to my Drip Easy tray. All right, we got our beautiful ribs in here. And so now I'm going to put the cover on. This is the Drip Easy tub. It's a great prep tub and then it keeps the flies out. So now we can prep the smoker. As far as the smoker goes, today I'm going to be using the Pit Boss Titan. Whatever pellet smoker, grill, whatever you're using, you want to be in the ballpark of around 300 degrees. Now, since we are cooking at a higher temp, I'm also going to put in a smoke tube, and that is just going to help impart a little bit more smoke while we're using a pellet smoker. So we already have the pit running at 300. I'm using mesquite pellets just because I think mesquite just brings as much smoke as it can. If you've never seen what a smoke tube is, it's pretty much a simple metal cylinder, and you just got to fill it up with pellets and light one end. It's super easy. So I'm going to come down here. So I'm just going to fill this up. And now this is ready for the smoker. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to put this off to one side right here. And now I'm going to get a little torch and we are just going to light one end right here. I'll have that stay lit for about 5 seconds or so. If it doesn't go out on its own, I'll blow it out. But right now that we have that, let's get these ribs onto the smoker. Start putting these down. All right, now let me close these up. All right, so we got the ribs on and we'll check in about 30 minutes and see where they're at. All right, it's been 30 minutes. I got my Chef's Temp Final Touch X10. That's gonna help me give a temperature reading to see where these ribs are at. Let's go check them out. Woo. So we're at 158, see what's in here. 165. So we probably got maybe about another half hour on these. I'm gonna flip these over. You see my eyes are red, it's not because I'm smoking, it's this thing that's smoking. All right, so we're gonna close this down and we'll sauce them up in probably about 15 minutes, but now let's go work on that sauce. You can use whatever barbecue sauce you want. So if you're a fan of Sweet Baby Ray's or whatever you have on hand, totally fine. The trick is though, is to dilute the barbecue sauce. So you don't really want that thick barbecue sauce. So to do that, you can just cut it with some soda, or we also have this rib candy here. And so we're going to incorporate all this. I'm going to pour some barbecue sauce in. And now I have my rib candy. Just going to get some in here. And then I'm going to crack open a Big Red. If you don't have Big Red, you can use Coca-Cola, you can use Dr. Pepper, root beer, whatever you want, just a little bit. And now I'm just going to come in here with a spoon. I'm just going to start stirring this all up. So after about a minute of stirring, you'll pretty much have the consistency you want. So if you want to come in here, so pretty much instead of it being really thick, it should be runny, just like that. It's going to be a lot easier to get these on the ribs. I've mopped them on before. That does take a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is actually just use kind of like a squeeze bottle. And that is going to be a lot quicker at getting some sauce on these ribs. Do a little taste test. Woo! That's good. And now what I'm going to do is just pour this into here. Wow, would you look at that? Perfect amount. It's like I know what I'm doing. You kind of want to put the sauce on probably about the last 15 minutes that your ribs are going to take. So we'll put this on in probably about another 5 or 10 minutes. It's time to sauce these ribs up. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful color on those. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, get some sauce, spray it on. Now what I'm going to do is just take a brush and we're just going to brush on like so. All right, now I'm going to flip these over and then we'll coat the other side. And so now we just got to let these ribs bathe in smoke for about another 15 minutes. And then we're going to be pulling them, let them rest. We'll be eating good. All right, these ribs should be done. Let's go check on them. So now we're going to check temps. And as long as they're in the ballpark of 200, we're going to be pretty good. Yep. We are just over 200. So let's pull these. I'm going to put the lid on, and the cool thing about the Drip Easy tray, it has a locking lid. So even if those flies had superhuman strength and could push up, they ain't getting in. I'm going to come down here, and I'm just going to hold the power button. That is going to start the shutdown cycle. And so now that we're shutting this thing down, we're gonna let these rest for about 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna dig in for the taste test. All right, guys, my favorite part, the taste test. These ribs look so, so good. That little sauce just puts this tacky glaze on it. I mean, just look-wise, they look phenomenal. And for a cook that's pretty much under an hour, you really, really can't beat that. Wow. Super tender, super juicy. You get this bite through mark on here, so they're not overcooked. But then because of that smoke tube, you do see nice smoke ring in here. Definitely share this with someone that you want to try some party ribs. This is definitely a fun cook. I will put links in the description for all the stuff I use. So whether you want to check out the Magic Ribs by Uncle Steve, I'll put that down. If you're interested in anything Chef's Temp for the thermometers, you can use a 25% off discount code with GS25. Thank you guys for getting me to 100,000 subscribers, and now off to 1 million. So if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Grill Sergeant out.